Bagfuel, baby.
I do tell young black kids on how ways that you would get on, right? But we don't always go in depth with the music on once you get on, how do you stay on? For example, like we never talked about the discretionary fund. The discretionary fund is the number one thing that you should get. If you're black and you want to stay on top, when you get your record deal, you ask them for a discretionary fund, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. They're going to say, well, why do you need this? Oh, because this is how you go when you build your relationships with DJs, promoters, reporters, whoever.
Blogs, magazine rollout.
Whoever. You also use this money to travel. You know what I'm saying? That's the discretionary fund. It's to be used at your discretion.
Do they have to pay that back? Is that part of their budget? Is it taxed? Because people
all depend. Tax. Listen, in the music business, nothing is taxed when they give you the money. This is what you got to understand. You don't get taxable money.
No, people have this mysterious thing about the music industry. They're afraid. So when I'm asking from the perspective of what people will say. Yo, what do you?
Yeah, I'm talking to you as if you're them. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
And that's fine. When you get a $30,000 check, the government's money is not taken out of that check in the music business. No check in the music business are they taking your taxes out. You have to pay your taxes yourself.
Yeah.
So you have write-offs. You do whatever you got to do. You start your own business. This is how you learn about business because nobody wants to get that check cut to Hynaken. It got to go to your company. Right? So when you get the discretionary fund, everything is on top. So you might get a record deal, you might get $1 million, right? So they say, okay, well, I'm going to advance Cooley. This is me and Hynaken's production company. I'm giving you $130,000. You good. Be over there. Hyn, me and you going to bust down this $200,000. We're going to use the other $200,000, whatever's left. I'm just throwing numbers out there to create the project.
Yes.
On top of that, when I go to negotiate, I go to a person, i.e. Sylvia Rhone, i.e. Baby from Cash Money, whoever you're signing to, you say, yo, Baby, for real, we've been grinding before we got here. We spent a lot of money. We got our own relationships. We need a discretionary fund to keep the relationships we got going that has kept us here. Because if I come to the record label, they might not think Bagfuel is valuable. Cooley might. Ghost might.
Yeah.
So when Ghost goes in there, Ghost gonna say, yo, Cooley, we need this, but we also need Bagfuel. We also need Tape Alert. We also need Shave Room.
Yeah.
We also need so-and-so. Where y'all not gonna place value that got me popular, I still wanna feed those people.
Okay. Now, when you make a certain level of money, correct me if I'm wrong on this, when you make a certain amount, you can't pay your taxes every year. You gotta pay them every 2 or 3 years.
I never heard that. I don't know about that.
Somebody said that when you make a certain amount, you can't pay it every year. You got to pay it every 2 years. I don't know if it was young. Somebody had
That's
said
out my tax bracket.
Yeah, it's like the higher the money, you can't pay it every year. That's why I was going to ask you with these funds, when dudes are getting the money, they forget to pay their taxes for 3-4 years. And I used to be like, why are they forgetting? Don't they have accountants? Don't they got lawyers, etc.?
I forgot to pay my taxes for 5 years. I didn't forget. I just didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't about
though?
not forgetting. I was young, so I'm figuring. I didn't know that the government was that serious. I was like, they're not gonna find me that fast. By the time they do, I'm gonna start paying them up, and I was. So say I didn't pay from 2002 to 2006, right? When 2007 came up, I paid 2002 and 2003, and I thought I was doing something until I was at the Rock Nation brunch, and they called me and said, "Hey, homeboy." It's basically, they call you regular player.
Damn.
You owe the government 4 years and it totals $430,000. And I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah, we're going to take your stuff. Keep playing. Bong. Damn. Hung up the phone on me. And I'm like, this couldn't really be the government. I called Bruce Seckendorf, the accountant. I said, Bruce, can you do some research on this? He goes and does the research. He says, yo, you owe for 5 years now. Because you owe for those years, but you owe for this year. Now you owe for owe for those years that you didn't pay, and now you owe for this current year, and now they want a perspective of what you got coming down the line for the next year.
Yo, think about what type of money he making and not paying that the IRS tracked him down at Jay-Z's brunch?
Nah, they're gonna track you down from wherever you at.
They tracked me
They gonna get
down
you.
on my cell phone before I even left for the brunch.
Jeez.
That was the crazy part. And the crazy part was I had just got to deal with Rock Nation, but I hadn't got my money. I went out to the brunch. I didn't have but like, I had just filed for bankruptcy, so I didn't have but like maybe $2,000. And I'm staying at the top-notch hotel, and now the government is calling me.
Hip-hop.
And I'm like, yo, bro, I'm about to go home and get maybe $20,000, $30,000, but I can't use that to pay these people off, and they talking about $400,000. I'm like, how's that possible? Because when you don't pay your taxes, they gauge what it is.
Yeah.
They don't ever mention write-off. You know what I'm saying? They just say, you made this. This is what you owe. They don't ask you
Put a
about
little
a
interest on it. They
write-off.
throw a little interest on, you know.
Oh, no, the interest. Yo, bro, when you make $200,000, you need to have write-offs, right?
Yeah.
So if you go in there and they say, oh, well, you didn't pay this $200,000, now they say, we don't give a damn about your write-offs. Now this is about you owe me taxes on $200,000.
They just scratch the write-offs.
Yeah, they don't. They skip all that.
They
skip that, and then they put sauce on it. Interest.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you like, yo, bro,
They worse than the
I made
mafia.
$200,000, but I got $140,000 of write-offs. How? Oh, I got my office, I got my travel, I got my. Well, we don't care. If you want to do that, you got to go hire yourself an accountant and lawyer now. You got to go get one of those, and then they have to do the accounting for you. By the time I got done, this is real talk. They called and said I owed them this is an accurate number, like $338,000, right? I was crying, like I don't have $338,000. What's going on?
Cooley like, what the
When I called the
Man.
accountant, you know what the accountant got to bust
I
down
do my
to?
taxes every day. Goddamn now.
You know what the accountant busted down to? $40,800.
You know how they be like, yo, man, I trained my boss. That really happened to me in corporate America. I trained my boss. And they fired me for no reason, my nigga. Like, this is 20 years later. I can see if I did some bullshit, I'd
There
be
was
like,
a
they caught
reason.
me doing some bullshit.
There was a
But
reason,
I got
though.
fired, and I remember how I felt, because I ain't do nothing wrong. I remember how I felt, and I was like, this is what they be talking about. And it happened to me, luckily, at an early age, to where I wasn't, I didn't have kids. I didn't have kids. I didn't get the conditioning that these niggas are my only...
It's my only route. It's
so,
all I could
dog,
do. It's my paycheck.
I learned early. They fucked me early, and I was like, all right, cool, I got you. I see where y'all coming from. I don't want to feel like that no more. Again, I told the HR lady on my exit interview, I said, yo, imagine if I had kids.
On the exit interview, I'd be like, take this.
No, shit.
I'm out.
Like, yo, imagine if I had kids. Because when they bring you down to HR, they gotta let you know.
They gotta let you know.
When you downstairs in HR, a nigga is upstairs packing your shit because you can't never go back to your computer.
They got security.
You never worked in corporate.
Yo, that shit is
niggas
ill.
is upstairs. You in the HR office.
Yo.
They talking to you.
And they rumbling through your shit, packing your shit up.
Yeah, my nigga.
Kicking
like,
you the fuck out at the same time.
Work.
You can't go back to your computer at all.
That's crazy.
You can't, nigga, you had a picture of your baby? Yeah, that picture in the cardboard box.
In the box.
Yeah, you had Callous Cowboy shit? It's in the box. All of your shit is gonna be in a box. But I'm talking to the lady and I'm like, yo, I didn't even do nothing. But imagine if I had kids, I see how people go postal. They giving y'all they all. Niggas is coming in early, leaving late. They feel like, because that's what they sell you on in corporate. They sell you on, yo, we a team. You
Bullshit.
It's good for the team. You get what I'm saying?
But
and these niggas are dumping you on your fucking head.
But the reason why that dude did that to you, he identified and he knew you was a threat to his success. If you're the one that's training him and he leapfrogs you, that's only because he did some
it was a lady.
I'm about to say, it's not him, it's the company that's setting him up.
It's his higher-ups that are doing that. It was a lady, but
that's
it was her
corporate America.
higher-ups.
Yes, he comes in, and they're going to have him
the guy that you train.
He a pawn too.
I agree with that.
Yeah, like, yo, dog, and you can't even be mad at them, because if I was on that and the nigga hired me and they like, oh yeah, this the team, and then they fire you, I didn't have nothing to do with that.
But we know, if we understand this, this is the one thing that music business teaches you, okay? It teaches you everything, because it's corporate, it's hood, it's ghetto, it's this, it's that. they will replace you in the building. Okay, the record labels are corporate. Don't get it fucked up because you see a couple of niggas who work marketing and promo and do radio.
Be having change.
Yeah, and they be having a couple of the rest of the motherfuckers, they in the building, they're corporate, and they get fired the same exact way. Like it's saying, they bring people in. Dude be like, nah, I'm not rocking with Ish. Why? Because my son need that job. Or my cousin need that job.
Favoritism,
so we're gonna
nepotism.
have him. It's corporate America. See, for black people, we call it favoritism.
But it is.
No, hold on.
It's a part
of it.
This is corporate America. All right, it's not about what it is. That's a part of it. You have all of these things wrapped up into it, but that's corporate America. That's what you're facing. People have this idea about corporate America that when you get a job, you do a good job and you're gonna stay there and you're gonna do this. But no, the same way they wanna get you out in the record label, the same way that they wanna hire their cousin, the same way that the girls is looking at you and he wanted to smash, and then the girl might like you when you going to lunch, whatever it is, I gotta get you out of here. There is no super duper standard that everybody's looking for.
But that's what I was about to say with the human factor. These people, like you said, a girl might have liked Ish. Gotta get him out of here. It's that human emotion. Even though it's a corporate structure.
Everything ain't emotional.
No. What I'm saying is,
many reasons.
Listen,
Dog, I know a girl that was a nurse in the hospital.
Yeah.
They gave her a promotion. She was doing a bunch of shit in the hospital. They made her an executive, right? So when you get to management,
you start all over with seniority.
Or you don't necessarily have union representation on my shit. My nigga, right before she became fully vested, they fired her. She was on the job 19 and a half years. I think they got fully vested at 20. They fired her.
And
for nothing, my nigga.
No, for the bottom line, we can't pay her more.
Bro, like, so when we looking at it from and I'm a big moral guy, right? So a lot of times, like, even Joe will be like, yo, that morality shit you be talking, like, you know what I'm saying? Dog, when I come from that, like the moral thing, that's my thing. Bro, a lot of these people never got to look in your face.
Never.
So they can make a decision to ask you, and they not even going to feel it.
Let me tell you.
They don't even know what you look like. You are a number.
It's also,
Stock price
their budgets. I had a job one time, and they had brought me in their office. They brought 5 of us in there. It's like, yo, we're going to put you as part of this team to review people's behavior. And then you have to decide if they're going to get terminated or not. It was 5 people up. We gave them all 5 their jobs. They pulled us back in and said, that's not how that goes. One of them has to go. I said, no. I said, I don't have a problem with that. But you have me in these people's faces. If you're going to have me axing niggas' job, you going to pay me this.
What's the movie, yo, with George Clooney?
Yeah.
Which one?
Up in the air.
Yeah.
Up in the air.
Like, I'm not afraid to work hard. I'm not afraid to play my position. I'm not afraid to be B, C, D, Mike. I'm not afraid, like, none of that, because I understand, like, what the building process is, and I understand, like, when you put in work, you're rewarded for that. I want people to understand that if you're at 0, as long as you are working consistently towards something and you really, really work, and I mean, like, up every day, I work really, really hard for multiple different things. Like, I got the latest with Lauren LaRosa now. We have Breakfast Club. I also, like, now I'm a business, and I've been a business. I say now, I've been a business, but things are moving
More
a lot
popular
more
now.
Yeah, like, things are going now, and I'm not leaving nothing on the table. I'm saying no to things as it makes sense, but, I'm making this make a lot of sense. So with people seeing that, I want them to, when I step back, I don't even plan to step back, but when I transition into whatever my next move will be, so that, you know, maybe it's not I'm grinding every single day, but maybe I'm popping out like Oprah when she wants to do the specials and the podcasts and documentaries, people could literally look at me and be like, yo, it's cliche to be like, if you work hard, you get what is due to you. But, like, no, she really was working hard.
But people don't know what hard work look like.
People don't work hard anymore.
Well, maybe that's what it is too. You look and be like, maybe I should figure out what that means.
They want to attack the black man's money. They want to make you uncomfortable. I heard a story about a man that lives in Long Island, right? And, you know, when you live in these areas, and Esso will tell you, you got to cut your grass a certain way or they'll fine you, whatever.
The HOA.
All right. So he bought a house This is a house his mom's used to work in, and she ended up passing away. So he bought that house as a sentimental value to him, just to say, you know, my mom's didn't get to see me buy a house. I did it. He bought a Tesla, right? And you know the Teslas, the engineers have to come and connect the charge port. So they take care of it. The city of Long Island, or whatever the county, said, yo, this is wrong. You have to change it, or we're going to fine you $500 a day. He told him, fuck you.
Yeah.
Bro,
No,
start cursing.
oh,
There you go. You demand, yo, bro,
listen, I'm just, we can get around it. It's been past 8 minutes. So he told him, fuck you. And he's been paying that for 3 years. Every day, $500. It made the news. And I've always said, you know, when we get into this space of money and doing things, they want to knock us down. For, like he said, F the write-offs.
Yeah.
We're going to tax you. We're going to break you
that
down.
ain't because you black. That's because you ain't pay.
Listen, bro.
That is not because you black. Because if it was, then the Bruce Seckendorf, then you got to be smart. I went and got Bruce Seckendorf, and he fixed that thing.
How many black men got access to
it
that?
ain't what you know, it's who you know.
I mean, hey.
Right.
Yo, it's not my fault. If you making the kind of money that I was making back then, you better have access to somebody who can help you.
You know why? Because there's dudes.
That's just what it is.
Hold on. There's dudes that's made the money you've made, rappers, entertainers, et cetera, and they had to end up paying more still. Yeah. And they still have the same access, making more money. Just because you got all the...
They got to show me that. That's he say, she say. You're not going to have a lawyer like Bruce Seckendorf. I mean, an accountant. Like, he say, like, this is what they do. So when people are telling you these things, I'm telling you, I went through it. That's not facts.
I'm not saying that, but...
If they paid, they did not use the people correctly.
Thank you.
That they had, because this is what a lot of people do. You pay people to guide you, and then you don't listen, which is so weird to me. You might beg me to manage you. Yo, manage me. I don't manage you. Okay, I'm going to manage you. And I tell you the first thing, hey, yo, bro, don't do that. Pay for it. Oh, you don't listen. So, all right, so why am I here?
Then they say you're not a good manager.
Yeah. Why am I here? You have to pay attention to the stuff that is given to you.